Marine electronics have come a long way in a very short period of time. Traditionally, they were used simply to find schools of fish or fish holding structure. With modern technology advancements, can they actually help you physically hunt the fish? We're here to find out. One of the industry leaders in this field is Lowrance, and this Seafox behind me is jam-packed with all of their latest technology. Technology to help you navigate waterways in a safer way, and also technology that will help you find fish in all but the worst conditions. To guide us through the many neat tricks that this system can perform, we're joined by Kenny Thompson from Lowrance.
How you going, mate? All right?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, we turned the weather on for you.
We're going to head out on the water and he's going to show us what exactly this system, the ultimate fishing system they call it, can do. At the heart of every operation is the screen itself. Now, Kenny, can you tell us about the interface we've got here on this Lowrance screen? No
worries. I'm lucky enough to have the 4 different sizes on this boat. It's our demo boat, so that's why. Although you could if you want to, but simple, effective user interface like an iPad. So you see these are like your individual apps. Chart plotter, so it's easy to go into a chart screen for your navigation. You got your traditional sonar, everyone's used to looking at those. Your side scan feature, it's still a bit of an older feature, but still very important.
And that looks out to the side of the boat?
Yeah, so you actually get to shoot out either side of the boat. Then you got your down scan feature, which is similar to that, but straight down below the boat, like an X-ray vision at the bottom.
Yep.
Radar, got a radar in here, it's really good for that close-in navigation. Steer screens for navigation, video, if your wife wants to, or your kids want to watch Netflix because you're boring them a bit, you can put that on there as well if you want to. Engine interface to the Mercury on this boat, for instance. You can do it with Yamaha and all the other major brands as well. Active target, definitely got to show you a bit more about that today. That's an exciting one. And then we've got another sort of instruments page that we can use too. And on the side here, you've got all your split screens, which you can create and add your own as well. So one of my favorites, for instance, is this one, which has side scan, down scan, and the normal sonar all on the one screen at the one time.
Most fishermen, if they have these components on board, will use this type of screen. You've got side scan down below. That's looking out to the side. It will identify a school of fish?
Yeah, for school of fish, structure, like traditionally it's been called structure scan. So you use the side scan to look for that structure, look for the reefs around the place, and then hopefully find those fish around the outside of the reef that you're targeting.
And down scan, which is up here.
Yep.
That's more of a look straight below. How does that differ from your sonar?
So sonar is more like a big sort of oval round circle underneath the boat. So that's where you get the big fish arches and that sort of thing show up. Down scan is like a fan. So if you grab that circle and squish it together, so it's really narrow from front to back, but it's really wide left to right. And you'll see things like a barramundi, for instance, will show up as the shape of the barramundi itself.
That's pretty cool. And this is your traditional sonar. Obviously, we're picking up probably a bit of
toadfish and stuff in this little shallow water that we're hiding out at the moment. Yeah.
Excellent. And then beyond that, the new thing that you've added to this system to make it more able to, I guess, actively target and hunt specific fish is what you call active target.
Hence the name, isn't it? It's a good name for it.
It is a good name. Can you dial that up and let's have a look at that?
Yeah, sure.
So we've deployed the active target unit and you can see it there on the front of the boat. Now, if you're fishing in deeper water, Kenny says you want to use what they call forward mode, and that gives you the water column, so you're looking top to bottom. If you're fishing shallower water, you want to use scout mode, and that gives you a fan looking out the front of the boat, and that will let you cover more area and find the fish faster. So Kenny, how do we go from one mode to the other?
Simple enough. If it's mounted on the trolling motor, you bring your trolling motor back up. As we mentioned on this pole here though, we just pull the pole back up out of the water, loosen up a little bit, pull it back into the boat. And you can see the way the orientation of the transducer at the moment, that's in the scout mode. So no tools required, as long as my little salesman hands can undo the little knobs on the side here. We just undo these little knobs, and that one as well. Move it around to like that. Move this one around so it's in the forward position there, and drop it back down in the water.
And now the beam is going out that way.
Yep.
Giving you sort of top to bottom.
To the bottom. It's actually even back a little bit behind us, sorry. So if you look at it, it's actually going to be like this. We'll be able to show you on the screen in a sec. So it's showing you from just behind the boat all the way out in front of the boat.
All right, let's take a look. There is a school of fish just here, and what I'm looking at is the fish in real time. I can see whether they're tightly bunched or spread out. If they're tightly bunched, it means a predator's feeding on them. And if they're spread out, it means there's nothing really chasing them. At the moment, they look a little bit bunched up, The beauty of the active target system is that it operates in future tense. Traditional sonar, side scan and down scan are operating in past tense. You've already gone over that territory. Still enables you to see what structure's there and if fish are there, but it's always in the past. Active target allows you to look into the future. You're seeing what fish are doing in real time. So you can drop a lure down, make sure your transducer's pointing in the right direction, and you can actually see fish follow your lure or not. And if they don't, you can change to a lure that is more effective or perhaps a different profile, and that may just catch you the fish. When you're talking about the ultimate fishing system, you need the ultimate screen. Most people aren't going to run 2 screens on the bow of their boat, let alone 2 in the dash. But with modern electronics, size of screen is increasing, and that's because there is so much information to show. On this one screen here, we can run navigation, we can run active sonar, we can run side scan, we can run down scan, we can run traditional sonar, we can also put radar. And that's so much information, you need to have a decent sized screen to see it all. Hopefully, boat builders will catch up soon and build dashboards big enough for these screens.
So we've just pulled into this area here. It's not too busy, a few less boats around, which makes it a bit easier for us to talk about stuff. But what we're doing now is to kind of put it into practice. We want to use the side scan to actually look for some structure. I don't fish in this area very often, so I thought, well, hey, let's see if it actually can prove what we can do with it. Whether I catch a fish or not, that's not my forte. I can find them. So, yeah, what we want to do is use the side scan as we're coming along here. Watching my GPS on the screen and the normal sonar as well. Once I find some structure on the side scan, I can actually mark it as a waypoint. Then I'll sit back off of that structure, deploy the active target, and then see if we can see if there's any active fish around that. See how we go. So we were just coming past this bit of structure here, this actual jetty, looking at it on the side scan, and we can see there's a bit of a little water outlet coming out, a bit of dirty water. And a nice big hole in front of it. So we saw that on the side scan. We're going to drop the electric motor now, put the active target down and see if we can actively see something. So I've just hit the anchor button on the motor guide now, and I'm going to use the active target. At the moment, you'll see the handle on the top of this. See, wherever I point that handle, that's where the actual active target's looking. That's why we can really hone in on where those fish are. So at the moment, I can see a couple of little schools of fish just out to the side over here. But in theory, if I wanted to, I could turn it right around and keep looking and see if I can see something else around the other side. It's a nice big hole over there, so there's nothing in the bottom of that at the moment. So I'm going to point it back around this side at this jetty. You see with the actual anchor lock at the moment, the wind and the tide's holding us nice and sideways to it. See if we can find something. A couple of little bream out there, they're not playing the game at the moment. Don't judge me on my fishing skills, okay? I'm the fish finder, not the fish catcher so much. So my theory of coming along the pipeline, probably the wrong time for the tide maybe, but I can confidently say, using this electronics, that there was no big schools of fish that we were trying to target along this pipeline at the moment.
In terms of the navigation capabilities, that's a really important element, but when it comes to fishing, after spending a day out here with Kenny, I can really see how this system combined is the ultimate fishing system. I can see what's gone on behind me or in past tense, and I can look into the future using that active sonar. It is an incredible setup and definitely going to help you when you're out on the water. What do you think, Kenny?
Ultimate fishing system, man, when you got everything covered from, as you mentioned, history, live action, radar on the top, all the screens network, the engine, the music, everything cranks through that one system. You name a feature on the market at the moment, this stuff can do it. All in one system.
There's no doubt in my mind that modern electronics are essential on any boat, not only for finding the fish, but also for safe navigation. This ultimate fishing system from Lowrance is really a game changer when it comes to actively hunting fish. Has it made it too easy? That remains to be seen.